Did you know that Japan has more than 50,000 people who are over 100 years old? Now, that's a testament to their lifestyle and culture. Indeed, the land of the rising sun is not just renowned for its technological prowess or the cherry blossoms that paint the nation every spring. It's a place where ancient traditions blend seamlessly with the modern world, creating a unique culture that's as intriguing as it is captivating. From the meticulously crafted tea ceremonies to the quiet reverence of a Shinto shrine, each aspect of Japanese life carries a certain depth and meaning that's rooted in centuries of history. But like any other culture, it has its own set of unspoken rules, some of which may seem peculiar to outsiders. These rules, often subtle and nuanced, play an integral role in shaping this fascinating society. So, if you're planning to visit or even move to Japan, there are some unspoken rules you might want to know. Ever wondered why Japan's public places are incredibly quiet? That's because silence is a virtue here. In the land of the rising sun, maintaining silence in public spaces isn't just a courtesy, it's an unspoken rule. It's a way of respecting others' space and peace. This deep-rooted practice stems from the Japanese principle of wei, which emphasizes harmony in society, but there's more to it than just quiet etiquette. Silence holds a profound place in Japanese culture. It's seen as a form of communication, a way to express one's thoughts and feelings without words. It's considered a symbol of tranquility and mindfulness, reflecting the country's Zen Buddhist influences. So, whether you're on a crowded train, a serene park, or a bustling shopping district, remember to keep your voice down. It's not about stifling conversation, but about embracing the beauty of silence. So remember, when in Japan, keep the noise down. Nodding your head in agreement? Not in Japan. Here it's all about the bow. In the land of the rising sun, bowing is much more than a simple nod. It's an integral part of the culture, a symbol of respect, and a way to express gratitude or apology. There are different types of bows, each with its unique significance. The casual bow, known as eshaku, is a 15-degree bow used among equals. Then there's the respectful bow or kirai, a 30-degree bow for someone of higher status. Lastly, we have the deeply reverent bow, or saikairai, a bow of 45 degrees used in very formal or solemn situations. The art of bowing isn't just about the degree of the bow, it's also about timing. When greeting someone, the bow should come before the handshake. If you're apologizing, a deeper, longer bow is appropriate. So, master the art of the bow. It's a sign of respect and politeness. Leaving a tip after a meal? In Japan, that might be considered rude. Now, this might feel counterintuitive, especially if you're from a culture where tipping is not just a norm, but a way to appreciate good service. But hold on to your yen, because in Japan, tipping is not customary. In fact, it's considered rather unnecessary. You see, in this beautiful country, excellent service is a given. It's already included in your bill. From the moment you step into a restaurant to the time you leave, expect to be treated with utmost respect and professionalism. But why no tipping? Well, in the Japanese culture, offering a tip can sometimes be seen as a gesture of pity, as if the service provided wasn't good enough to warrant full payment. It's a subtle nuance, but an important one to remember. So, keep your change. In Japan, good service is expected and not rewarded with tips. Slurping your soup or noodles might be frowned upon in your home country, but in Japan, it's a compliment to the chef. When it comes to Japanese dining etiquette, the concept of slurping might be a bit surprising. This is especially true when you're tucking into a steaming bowl of ramen or udon. You see, in Japan, slurping isn't seen as rude or uncouth. Quite the contrary, it's considered a sign of appreciation and enjoyment. When you slurp your noodles or soup, it's seen as an audible testament to the chef's culinary skills. It's a way of saying, "This is delicious," without uttering a single word. Moreover, slurping also serves a functional purpose. It cools down hot noodles just enough to allow you to savor their taste without scalding your tongue. So next time you find yourself in a Japanese noodle shop, remember this unspoken rule. So, don't hold back. Slurp away. In Japan, it's common to take off your shoes before entering a home, a traditional restaurant, or even a hospital. This practice is deeply rooted in Japanese culture, reflecting their respect for cleanliness and the sanctity of indoor space. The moment you step across the threshold, you're leaving the outside world and its impurities behind, stepping into a clean, sacred space. This custom is not just about physical cleanliness, it's also a symbolic act of respect towards the host or the establishment. It's a demonstration of your understanding and appreciation of their customs and traditions. So, when you're in Japan, don't be surprised if you're asked to remove your shoes more often than you're used to. If you're visiting someone's home, you might even be offered a pair of guest slippers to wear inside. The same goes for traditional establishments like ryokans or Japanese inns and some older restaurants. So be sure to check your socks for holes. You'll be taking your shoes off quite a bit in Japan. So there you have it, 5 unspoken rules of Japan that will help you blend in and respect the local culture. First and foremost, the rule of silence. Remember, in Japan, less is often more. Silence is not awkward, it's appreciated. It's a sign of respect and thoughtfulness. So whether you are on a train, in a restaurant, or just strolling down the street, try to maintain a harmonious, quiet atmosphere. Next up, the art of bowing. This is an integral part of Japanese etiquette. A bow can mean many things, from a simple greeting to a heartfelt apology. The deeper the bow, the more respect is conveyed. So, when in Japan, bow as the Japanese do, and you'll be showing the utmost respect to the locals. Moving on to our third rule, no tipping. In many parts of the world, tipping is expected, even required. But in Japan, it's a different story. Tipping can actually be seen as rude, implying that the service provided was not up to par. So save your yen and show your appreciation with a sincere arigato instead. Our fourth rule might surprise you. Slurping is complimentary. Yes, you heard right. In Japan, slurping your noodles loudly isn't considered rude, it's actually a sign that you're enjoying your meal. So slurp away and enjoy every delicious bite. Last but certainly not least, the rule of taking your shoes off. In Japan, cleanliness is paramount, and taking your shoes off before entering a home, a temple, or even some restaurants is a must. So, keep an eye out for that genkin or entranceway, and make sure to slip off your shoes. Remember, when in Japan, do as the Japanese do. It's not just about respecting their culture, it's about embracing it. So, are you ready for your Japanese adventure?